Money FM 89.3. Best of breakfast. Companies to watch.
Good morning. Are you looking at picking up some new stocks and maybe want to explore more companies? Figure out what's hot or not with Dan Koh.
Yes, look at us, Audrey and Dan, on Companies to Watch, a segment where we spotlight and stock you up with ideas of listed companies that call for your attention. So we're looking at market trends to risks, hidden gems, warning signs to steer clear of. 8855-0893. Text us and tell us whether you think it's going to be a hot or not. Okay, Audrey.
All right.
Guess what company I'm covering today?
I don't know. Disney? It's just on the TV right now.
No, guess.
Oh, guess.
Okay,
Lame.
Thanks for playing around, Audrey. She actually knew what company I was going to be talking about today. But yes, so you ever see that red triangle with the question mark in the middle? Mm-hmm. Do you own any of them?
So this is a fun fact.
Yes.
I don't know if it's going to date me. My first ever pair of jeans is from Guess.
Oh, very nice.
But if you bear in mind how old I am, that would give you an idea of when Guess actually was an iconic kind of brand. It was in the 80s and 90s, right?
Yeah.
Really kind of
Took
had
off.
a cultural impact. I hadn't heard from them in a long time until Sydney Sweeney had an ad campaign with them just very recently.
Yep.
And that's why I feel like they've been making the headlines lately, but they've been pretty quiet.
Yeah, I guess that's no good for them. So, yes, Guess is the company that we're talking about today. It's been around for quite a bit, and I think they're one of the few brands that definitely brought jeans to the spotlight, on top of Levi's as well. But for a lot of us, flashback to the 80s and 90s, stone-washed jeans, black and white ad campaigns. What kind of jeans do you like, or what do you wear,
So
Audrey?
it changes over time. Right now, we're all into the baggy look.
Oh, yes.
And not just the look, I just love the feel of really baggy
It's
jeans
so
now.
comfortable, yeah.
But back in the day, remember, they used to be like super skinny and you can't even sit in them.
Yep.
So it does change over time.
It certainly does. And yes, Guess wasn't just a brand back then. It was certainly a statement. And it practically invented denim as luxury movement. So the Marciano brothers, who founded Guess back in 1981, they struck gold with their famous 3-zip Marilyn jeans. I don't know if you heard of that one before.
No, I don't remember that.
But back then, Bloomingdale's pretty much ordered just 2 dozen of the pair of their jeans at first, and eventually they were sold out in just a couple of hours. So that sparked the brand and how it all came about. So from there, Guess became a global name, branching into watches, handbags, eyewear, and pretty much what most fashion brands would move into.
Yeah.
And here's the thing about fashion. It's pretty brutal. The moment you're irrelevant, you're kicked out of it. So trends eventually fade, competitors arise, and mall staples don't always translate into modern must-haves. So it certainly has its up and downs. It's still pulling in millions in revenue, and it still does. In the quarter ended May 3rd, Guess reported an increase in revenue to $648 million, and estimated revenues would continue to increase between 5.5 to 7.4% for the rest of the fiscal year. And so far for the company's share price, it seems like it's risen about more than 21% this year. But because of the latest news that has been surrounding the company. So, Guess is about to make its boldest move yet.
Oh, what's that?
Not on the runway, but on Wall Street. It is stepping off it entirely.
Oh, okay. Are they going
Yes.
private?
Yes, they are, Audrey. So just this week, Guess announced that it's going private in a blockbuster $1.4 billion deal. And they're not doing it alone. The brand is teaming up with Authentic Brands Group, the powerhouse behind the names like Reebok, Forever 21, and even the Elvis Presley estate. We know about the Forever 21 situation, right?
Yes.
And how it closed down. So this seems to paint a similar picture to what we're seeing. And here's how the deal would pretty much shake out. So Authentic would take about 51% of Guess's intellectual property, while the remaining 49% would stay with the family that built it.
Okay.
That's with Morris and Paul Marciano, alongside CEO Carlos Alberini. So in other words, management isn't going anywhere. They're in one way or another doubling down. And in fact, the current Guess management will continue to run the business and own 100% of the operating company. So what exactly does this mean for shareholders then? Well, the exit is not so bad because they'll receive about $16.75 in cash per share. So that's actually a 26% premium on where the stock was trading before the announcement. In fact, just after the news, shares jumped more than 25%.
Wow, okay.
So if you think about it, their share price that they've performed largely year to date, that's up about 21%, is moved by the fact that they're selling out and they're going private, more so than just their performance throughout the year.
Yeah, and I think that Authentic Brands also has really made a name for itself. I think that they've been on a shopping spree of their own. They've bought up everyone from Sports Illustrated to even Barney's New York. So people are familiar with Authentic Brands.
For sure. And I think it would paint a good picture for them because ultimately, I suppose they have good support from Authentic Group, and that might perhaps allow them to run their business more sustainably in the long run. So the new deal with Authentic, it's richer, strategic, and it certainly still keeps the original visionaries at the helm. So if we think about the deals that they've gotten back then, Guess has certainly been weighing their options. Back in March, it fielded another buyout offer from WHP Global for just $13 a share. And eventually the board just held out. They decided not to settle for something less. And $3 more per share, that certainly is some good news for Guess.
Yeah.
And the logic is pretty simple. By going private, Guess can focus on long-term strategy, expansion, reinvention, sustainability without the pressure of Wall Street's quarterly scorecards.
Okay, so having a long-term goal in mind, and I think that Guess has recently made news again with the Sydney Sweeney ad campaign, and it's been getting more eyeballs lately.
Yeah.
And I do know that Guess has actually seen stronger performance overseas now, especially in Europe and in Asia, even though the U.S. market has kind of cooled. So more than half of its revenue now comes from international sales. So I think building up an international portfolio and like being strong internationally is a really big play for Guess.
Yeah, certainly. And I guess that maybe in the future, an IPO from overseas market might even be in the books for them. And this comes at a crucial time because retailers are, being squeezed by inflation, high labor costs, uncertainty stemming from President Trump's tariffs, and that might certainly weigh on their profit margins. But if we look at, how they might be set to perform for, by going private, they might get the support that they need to focus a lot more on their business operations, more so than just chasing profits. I mean, if you just take a look at Forever 21, that's another fashion company that once earned billions in revenue. It filed for second bankruptcy in 6 years in March, and now the chain is shutting down its US stores. So it does show how competitive and how brutal it can be being in the fashion industry, and I suppose being able to adapt to it would keep you slightly more relevant and more focused in a time where people are just tightening their purse strings. So the retail world is certainly consolidating fast. I mean, if we look earlier this year, Skechers went private in a $9 billion deal. Dick's Sporting Group is swallowing Foot Locker, and Authentic itself have been snapping up brands left and right. So here's the question. What's Guess going to look like in the new chapter? Would it be a new retro revival, cashing in on the 90s denim nostalgia? That remains to be seen. No one knows. I don't have a crystal ball. Neither do you have a crystal ball. But I guess having considered all the factors and seeing how they've been performing year to date, I'm still going to go with a nod for Guess. What say you?
Womp womp. Yeah, I think that there's a catch, right? Like once the deal closes with Authentic Brands, Guess will no longer be publicly traded, and shareholders right now get a nice payout of, is it $16.75 per share? But if you're looking to buy in today, the opportunity is basically not there anymore.
Not exactly.
Yeah,
unfortunately, not as relevant as before. But we'll see if going private might be a better option for them, and as it develops over time, we'll certainly keep you updated on that. And that would pretty much wrap it up for analysis of today's Stock in Focus, Guess. Now, Audrey, some fun facts about Guess. Do you know how the name Guess came about?
I have no idea.
So it's actually inspired by a McDonald's billboard.
Oh.
Yeah, so the four Marciano brothers, who had moved from France to Los Angeles, they were looking for inspiration for the new fashion company. So then they spotted an ad for a McDonald's campaign that read, "Guess what's in the new Big Mac?" And that's where the word Guess came about.
Wow, interesting.
Because they loved the word Guess so much that they made it the name of their brand. So, do you know what happens when your designer jeans get tangled in the dryer?
No, I have no idea. They shrink.
Guess not. What material are the Pink Panther's jeans made out of? Pink Panther.
Oh my gosh. No idea.
Denim, denim,
Oh
denim,
my
denim, denim,
goodness.
denim, denim.
Arrest this man.
And that's all we have for Guess.
Before acting on the information on Money FM, please consider if it's suitable for your own investment objectives, financial situation, and risk tolerance. To listen to more great interviews, download our podcasts at audio.sg or download the audio app. That's AWEDIO, audio at the App Store and Google Play.